haven't celebrated it at all. We have to. Right? Mm-hmm. We shouldn't be arguing, fussing. We should be celebrating.
Braxton family is mourning the death of their sister, Tracy. The singer was 50 years old.
Tamar Braxton just dropped a revelation that has everyone frozen in disbelief. Only a few days ago, the R&B icon and reality star went public on Instagram with a chilling story that instantly raised one question: what really happened? In her emotional confession, Tamar revealed how a close friend discovered her lying in a pool of blood. The scene was horrifying, her nose shattered, teeth knocked out, and her body weak beyond recognition. "I honestly don't even know what happened to me," she admitted, leaving fans with an unsettling silence and countless questions. Was this a tragic accident, a painful stumble, or is there a darker truth hiding behind this nightmare?
That the people who don't understand what they're feeling and don't know that mental illness is a real situation.
The unanswered details have only added fuel to the fire. Tamar herself admits she's still searching for clarity, describing the days since the ordeal as nothing more than a haze filled with pain and fragile recovery. She turned to her fans, asking for prayers, while revealing a hidden battle that goes beyond her physical wounds. "As my body heals, my mental health journey begins," she confessed, hinting at inner struggles far deeper than the scars we can see. But her words, powerful as they were, told only half the story, because the rest belongs to rumor and speculation, and the whispers are haunting. Some of the most chilling suspicions point toward her very own bloodline. Insiders allege that envy and greed may be tearing the Braxton family apart, with Tamar caught in the crossfire of a bitter inheritance feud. Could someone close to her have wished her gone? As outrageous as it sounds, the Braxton name carries weight and wealth that few could ever imagine. With Toni Braxton and her sisters building an empire, success has brought cracks into the family dynamic that reality TV has already laid bare. Now, some wonder, could Tamar's near-fatal experience be linked to those long-buried secrets? To a family fight that turned darker than anyone expected? For years, public feuds, cryptic posts, and betrayal rumors have painted a picture of a family at war with itself. But this feels different. The silence is heavier, the tension sharper, and Tamar's injuries far too brutal to dismiss as chance. So the question remains: was this simply an accident, or the result of a motive hiding in plain sight?
I'm gonna pick up the phone and call my sisters and be excited about that. Oh no, that's a moment that I won't forget.
As if the mystery wasn't already disturbing, talk of a Braxton family curse has come roaring back after Tamar's shocking ordeal. For years, whispers have followed the family, pointing to a trail of tragedies too numerous and too strange to dismiss as coincidence. From sudden pulmonary embolisms to unexplained health crises, it feels as though the Braxtons are living beneath a shadow they can't seem to outrun. Tamar's own struggles have long been in the public eye. A hospitalization in 2020 after a suspected overdose, years of fighting mental health battles, and fractured personal relationships have painted a picture of resilience, but also fragility. Now, after nearly losing her life in such a violent and mysterious way, many believe the curse theory has more weight than ever. Pulmonary embolisms, overdoses, and now this, one commentator remarked. Some even suggest the Braxtons are paying a debt for their meteoric rise to stardom, a generational shadow that refuses to loosen its grip. The pattern is chilling. Just last year, the family mourned the heartbreaking loss of their sister Tracy Braxton after her fight with cancer. Before that, Tamar herself admitted to feeling crushed by the pressures of fame and family expectations. She described the toxic environment of reality TV as a spark for some of her darkest spirals, including the 2020 incident that almost cost her everything. "I didn't even know there was another side," she revealed in a tearful interview, reflecting on how close she came to walking away from it all. And now, with this latest near-death experience, the question lingers like a shadow over everything. Is Tamar trapped in a cycle she can't break? And if so, what force or who is truly pulling the strings?
I'm a rain girl. I love when it rains, but my sister Tracy, she loves when it snows. And that morning when it was actually pouring down snow in Virginia.
Adding to the mystery are Tamar's own cryptic Instagram posts. Alongside her desperate plea for prayers, she included a Bible verse and a chilling note of gratitude. "Thank you, God, for waking me up today." In her video, the song "Spirit Lead Me" played softly in the background, wrapping her words in an eerie, spiritual weight that felt less like comfort and more like a veiled cry for help. Was this merely the reflection of someone surviving a terrifying ordeal? Or was Tamar trying to communicate something deeper, something she couldn't bring herself to say out loud?
Oh my God! I love you, Tamar. Will you marry me?
What's undeniable is that Tamar has never had an easy road. Through the years, she's faced health scares, public feuds, and the constant pressure of building her own identity while living in the shadow of her iconic family. But this latest ordeal feels different, like a breaking point where the chaos of her personal struggles has reached its most dangerous edge. Still, answers remain out of reach. What really unfolded that Sunday? Who was the one who discovered her lying in that pool of blood? And why were her injuries so devastating? Her manager insists Tamar is resting and on the path to recovery, but the absence of detail has only deepened the swirl of speculation. Some even wonder if Tamar's silence is deliberate. Could she be shielding someone from the truth, or is she simply too shaken to confront what actually happened? And then, of course, there's the family. The Braxtons have long lived their lives in front of the cameras, where drama and dysfunction were part of the show. Yet behind the scenes, the reality is even more turbulent. From whispers of betrayal to explosive confrontations, the family has never hidden its fractures. But this time the tension feels heavier, because if the whispers of an inheritance feud are true, it could explain the storm that's been building. After all, nothing stirs conflict quite like money, even when it comes to your own blood.
Whether it's Tawanda, whether it's me, whether it's Tracy, whether it's Tony, whether it's Tamar, someone can identify with that person. And it's just our...
As we peel back the layers of Tamar's story, it's impossible to ignore the weight of her journey. From her triumphs as a solo artist to her long battles with mental health, Tamar has always shown resilience. Yet this latest ordeal feels less like reality and more like the plot of a thriller, full of loose ends, unanswered questions, and a chilling sense of mystery. With whispers of the so-called Braxton curse resurfacing, the question lingers. Was Tamar's near-death experience just another cruel twist in her family's tragic history? Or is there something far more sinister at play? Because Tamar's ordeal isn't just about personal misfortune. It shines a light on the darker undercurrents within the Braxton clan. As her career climbed higher, the family dynamic seemed to fracture, moving in the opposite direction. To the public, the Braxtons appeared as a united front, sisters bound by love, struggle, and success. But behind closed doors, the reality was different. Rumors have long suggested that Tamar's rising fame sparked silent rivalries, jealousy, and resentment. Was her success simply too heavy a burden for her siblings to bear?
Well, is there a conversation after we find out? What's the conversation?
No conversation.
It's no secret that Tamar's star shined brightly, so brightly, in fact, that it often cast a shadow over her sisters. With hit singles, sold-out solo tours, and high-profile reality TV moments, Tamar transformed from being known as Toni Braxton's younger sister into a powerhouse celebrity in her own right. But success rarely comes without a cost, and for Tamar, that price may have been the very unity of her family. On Braxton Family Values, audiences witnessed jealousy and frustration spill into the open, whether it was Tamar's bold, outspoken nature clashing with her siblings or her sisters quietly resenting her growing spotlight. The cracks were always there, plain to see, but were they ever truly repaired? Could Tamar's terrifying ordeal be the final eruption of years of buried tension? Some insiders whisper that jealousy inside the Braxton clan may have escalated far beyond sibling rivalry into something far more sinister. With Tamar's career blazing forward, it isn't difficult to imagine others feeling sidelined. As one industry veteran put it, resentment can fester into dangerous territory, especially when money, fame, and legacy are on the line. And yet, family isn't the only mystery here. The unknown friend who discovered Tamar lying in a pool of blood only adds to the unanswered questions. Who exactly is this person? And why haven't they stepped forward with more details about that night? If anyone knows the truth, it's them. But their silence hangs heavy. Could this so-called friend be concealing something? Or are they protecting Tamar, or perhaps themselves, from a truth too explosive to reveal?
I don't know what's going on, but I hope she figures out her situation. And
the little we know about this mysterious individual only makes their role more unsettling. Tamar revealed in her Instagram post that a friend was the one who discovered her, but beyond that, nothing else has been revealed. Who exactly was with her that night? Were they merely in the right place at the right time, or was their presence part of something far more deliberate? It's difficult not to question whether Tamar's trust may have been misplaced. After all, betrayal rarely comes from strangers. It often strikes from those we hold closest. And in Tamar's case, this wouldn't be the first time someone within her inner circle let her down.
It's just not something I will do. I'll speak the truth. And here's the truth. I've been a victim of domestic violence.
It's impossible to discuss Tamar's recent trauma without recognizing the heavy emotional weight she has carried for so many years. A life lived in the spotlight brings both fame and fortune, but also relentless pressure. And for Tamar, that pressure has often been crushing. From her well-documented battles with anxiety and depression to the heartbreaking confessions about past attempts to end her life, her journey has been marked by resilience, shadowed by pain. Time and again, her story has followed the same haunting rhythm, a powerful rise to success, followed by devastating collapse. Could this latest ordeal be the breaking point that forces Tamar to face the pain she has long kept buried? The signs of emotional strain have been visible for years. Tamar has spoken openly about being overwhelmed, trapped between the demands of her career and the expectations of her famous family. Yes, being part of the Braxton legacy opened doors, but it also placed her under a microscope of judgment. And for someone as expressive as Tamar, the constant push to be a sister, a daughter, a mother, and a star left almost no room for healing. Now, with this harrowing trauma, waking up in a pool of blood, unable to remember what happened, she may finally be confronted with the scars she's tried so hard to ignore.
And it was hard because I wasn't happy at my job. And I hadn't been happy for years.
What makes Tamar's story so devastating is how clearly it exposes the darker cost of fame. To the world, she's a glamorous star with a powerhouse voice and a magnetic personality. But behind the glitz, the truth is far more complicated. The pressure of sustaining her career, juggling relationships, and living under the relentless judgment of the public has created a storm of emotional vulnerability. The haunting image of Tamar lying there, injured, helpless, feels like a chilling metaphor for how fame can strip even the strongest souls of stability and control. And yet, Tamar's resilience is undeniable. Time after time, she has risen from the ashes of heartbreak and pain. She's spoken candidly about her battles with mental health and used her music and television work to reclaim her identity. Her strength has been inspiring, But resilience is not the same as invincibility. Even the strongest hearts have limits, and Tamar's recent plea for prayers suggests she may be closer to hers than ever. It's a harsh reminder that the human cost of fame is often hidden, only revealed in moments of crisis. This incident could mark a turning point, not just for Tamar, but for how we view celebrities as a whole. For years, she's been branded as dramatic or over the top. But what if those labels were simply a shield for pain too raw to confront? What if her boldness was a mask, protecting the vulnerability she was terrified to reveal? As fans, we consume the lives of public figures like entertainment, forgetting they are real people with wounds we can't always see. Tamar's story forces us to face that truth, uncomfortable, haunting, but absolutely necessary.
I was living a complete lie and facade that I was okay for a long time.
What makes Tamar's story so devastating is how clearly it exposes the darker cost of fame. To the world, she's a glamorous star with a powerhouse voice and a magnetic personality. But behind the glitz, the truth is far more complicated. The pressure of sustaining her career, juggling relationships, and living under the relentless judgment of the public has created a storm of emotional vulnerability. The haunting image of Tamar lying there, injured, helpless, feels like a chilling metaphor for how fame can strip even the strongest souls of stability and control. And yet, Tamar's resilience is undeniable. Time after time, she has risen from the ashes of heartbreak and pain. She's spoken candidly about her battles with mental health and used her music and television work to reclaim her identity. Her strength has been inspiring, but resilience is not the same as invincibility. Even the strongest hearts have limits, and Tamar's recent plea for prayers suggests she may be closer to hers than ever. It's a harsh reminder that the human cost of fame is often hidden, only revealed in moments of crisis. This incident could mark a turning point, not just for Tamar, but for how we view celebrities as a whole. For years, she's been branded as dramatic or over the top. But what if those labels were simply a shield for pain too raw to confront? What if her boldness was a mask, protecting the vulnerability she was terrified to reveal? As fans, we consume the lives of public figures like entertainment, forgetting they are real people with wounds we can't always see. Tamar's story forces us to face that truth, uncomfortable, haunting, but absolutely necessary.
But, I think ultimately, our kids want to see us happy.
Could this be the moment when Tamar finally exposes her pain, breaking the cycle of silence and survival that has shaped so much of her life? Or will this trauma fade into yet another chapter in a long and tragic pattern? Only time will reveal the truth. But one thing is certain, Tamar Braxton's story is far from finished, and the emotional weight of her journey is something the world can no longer ignore. What makes her ordeal even more intriguing is its timing. Just weeks earlier, Tamar was celebrating the success of her cooking show alongside her mother, Tamar Braxton, appearing to be in a strong place professionally. But behind the scenes, her personal life may have told a different story. Rumors of unresolved inheritance disputes and simmering jealousy between her siblings have resurfaced, suggesting that the family is still haunted by old wounds. If Tamar were to finally reveal what truly happened that night, would it simply uncover these hidden tensions, or could it pull back the curtain on something even darker?
Sisters are amazing, and I love them so much. And the great thing about family is that you can have disagreements, but at the end of the day, you always come back to.
And then there's the shadow no one can ignore, the so-called Braxton family curse. For years, tragedy has followed the sisters, from sudden health scares to heartbreaking losses. To some fans, these events feel like more than coincidence. They believe the Braxtons are haunted by a generational shadow that's lingered since their rise to fame. Tamar's recent ordeal now feels like the latest chapter in this chilling pattern. But is it really a curse, or simply the crushing weight of fame and fortune on a family unprepared for the cost? As Tamar continues her recovery, one thing is certain: this story is far from finished. The questions around her near-death experience remain unanswered, and the silence from those closest to her only fuels suspicion. Will Tamar summon the courage to speak her truth, no matter the fallout? Or will she stay quiet, bound by fear and loyalty to her family? And then there's the unnamed friend, the one who found her. Will they finally step forward to clear the air, or will their role remain hidden in shadows? The world can't help but wait for what Tamar might reveal in the weeks ahead. Could she finally uncover the secrets that nearly destroyed her? Or are there forces working behind the scenes determined to keep those secrets buried forever? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because the truth behind Tamar Braxton's terrifying ordeal may be darker than any of us could imagine. Until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and keep your eyes open.